Starting out 7:30, day 2. It's a bit of overcast, but generally pretty nice.
Very great. Tasty.
A little different setting tonight. We're outdoors because we're staying in a sort of hostel, like bunkhouse almost.
Pretty excited though. The mattresses do feel a bit thicker than the previous night, so that could be good. Although I'll be there with my closest
8 rows.
Where did they all come from? I mean, literally today we were talking about, we think that including us, there are 6 pilgrims sort of on our pace or around our time, and none of them are. Well, no, sorry. The lady from France is staying here tonight.
Yep.
So there's 3 of the 6 are here tonight. We know where Simon and the Seattle lady are not staying nearby, and the other guy we just haven't even talked to. So, what was most memorable today for you on the journey?
This is the first day that really had osetai. I mean, when we went to the tourism office, they gave us some sweets and things, and that's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. The host last night, just incredible with how giving he was.
Yeah, I swear he was like Mr. Dietz, right? I mean, last night after dinner, we thought we were gonna have to walk home, and then we're sitting there with our ice creams, walking home. Wham! He shows up. Hey, want to get in the car? Oh, sure. And then today, he did not stay the night at the temple we were at, and we left him our extra guidebook, which I thought was really nice of you. We're trying to reduce our weight, and then suddenly, on our way to Temple 8, here he is in his little cave van and whips up and jumps out. Coffee's for you guys. Yeah. Like what?
Well, yeah, because last night I was talking with him a little bit, and he's like, well, maybe I'll come back here at 7:30, and I was like, matashita, like questioning, like, will I see you tomorrow? And he was like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And then we got up and we left and didn't see him, and I was like, oh, okay, he lied to me. No, but so he stayed true to his word. He was very, very kind and very giving, so I really enjoyed that.
Well, then we get to Temple 8, which was only like a half hour in. We had planned to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we got there around that time, did the routine there, and as we were leaving, a host of probably a half dozen older women were like, come sit down, have some osetai, and they made us tea and this cake, like bean cake or whatever. It was really tasty.
It was a red bean pastry.
Yeah.
So very, very tasty. Very generous of them too. They were trying to get everybody that was going up in the morning, and one of them said that she had made it, so which made it that much more special.
Yeah, super cool. And then we did 9, and then we got to 10, and it was sort of back up this hill, and we noticed one of our fellow Henros had left her pack down at the bottom of the hill, and we're like, huh, whose pack is that? We're like, oh, that's Seattle. We look up and we're like, maybe she's on to something. And they really should rename that one to the Stair Temple.
It was Stairmaster. Just came up from that. Turn the corner. Nice. Thought you got to the top, you turn a corner, boom, another couple hundred stairs, and then just it kept going. A good practice for tomorrow, but woof. And then all along the way there was these sort of, I mean, I didn't know it at the time, but advertisements for a udon noodle shop, and so that's where we ended up going for lunch. And what did you have?
I had the udon soup, but our host from the night before was like, oh, the only place to eat tomorrow will be this noodle shop after Temple 10.
Right,
and it's like, well, like, are we gonna be able to find it? But like you said, there was advertisements everywhere. It was literally the only place to eat.
It was like subconsciously pinging you, just being like, you're gonna have udon today. But no, I had a massive, it was like $13, but it came with sashimi, tempura, udon, and some other stuff as well. It was just unreal. The tempura had like just chunks of crab that they had tempura'd, and then what I thought like was the last piece, I was like, oh, maybe it's a vegetable. Entire fillet of fish. Just so much protein. It was unreal.
Yeah, and then from there we had about a 2-hour walk to Temple 11, which was great. It was sort of through some farmland and a little bit more rural, across a couple of streams, some crazy bridges that barely fit one car, and we had to like stand on the side rail with no guardrail.
Just right into the water.
Yeah, to get over here. Yeah, we ran into Seattle again, and she ended up at Temple 11, and she ended up giving her download of working for USAID, and now no longer working for USAID. Interesting story. Probably spent 30 minutes talking to her, and then we were a block away from our guest house tonight.
We ended up being the first ones here. The house that we're staying in is going to allow us to take his bikes. He's got just rows of bikes that he's going to let us take into town, go have dinner, and get some supplies for tomorrow for the big 20-miler that we're doing.
Yeah, where are we going for dinner? We're going for the sushi on a conveyor belt sushi. Yeah.
Yeah, so should be a good.
All right, our little route wrap starting. We cover Temple 11 to Temple 12. Since we last sat down, we did have the fun experience of borrowing the bikes from the Hinro house that we were staying at, and got to ride those down to the town. It was a nice change of pace from the hiking, and got some really good conveyor belt sushi.
Yeah. Yep.
You had the little Tower of Pisa going with as much sushi as you ate.
And it was still under $20, so for perspective.
Yeah.
The amount of calories that we're burning, I don't feel bad about it.
And then we went to the actual grocery store and fumbled our way through there to get some provisions for the next day, which we knew was going to be tough. We'll go over that next.
Konbanwa.
And so that was amusing, walking through the supermarket, trying to find what could we take, what would be good on the trail.
Well, what did we decide on?
Banana chips, nuts, peanuts, and a protein bar that tasted oddly like styrofoam.
Well, we got that from the combini.
Oh, that's right.
We just did, coffee and then an additional water.
Yeah.
Which brought us to a grand total of about 40 ounces of water.
Yeah.
For what was slated to be like a 10-hour day.
That's right. So,
do you want to kind of walk us through 11 to 12?
Sure. So we woke up. Well, I don't know that we so much woke up as everybody in the dormitory style Hinro house we were in woke up at 5:30. So, and everybody had the same breakfast. The host provided 6 rolls, a banana, a yogurt, and some sort of digestive drink.
A Yakult.
Yeah. So we all sort of provisioned up. We had some camp coffee, right? I mean, it was...
That is probably the most accurate way to put that.
Yeah, it was sort of instant. Anyhow, we got started at 6:30?
Yep, we were out the door with 6:30.
Yeah. So, and basically we were staying right next to Temple 11, walk right basically through Temple 11, straight up a hill. I mean, just up. I think it was a grand total elevation gain of 3,800 feet, or approximately 1,150 meters, roughly speaking. At one point, we had gotten to the top of one hill, coming down the next hill. I mean, coming down, and we knew darn well that we were going to have to go up the other side. And at one point, I commented and said, "Hey, wouldn't it be better if it was just a ladder? I mean, the trail was so steep." And you're like, "Yeah, a ropes course would be awesome." And then the next corner, we turn around and literally they had ropes mounted to the side of the trail because it was that steep to help you up. But I don't know. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the hard part for me was the temperature regulation.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we've kind of touched on that personally off camera here. But I mean, too, we got super lucky because it was supposed to just absolutely dump rain. And we got fairly lucky that it really didn't start until sort of the afternoon, after we had sort of been on the trail for the better part of 7 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it really. So yeah, interesting. So like, we just get up to Temple 11. We're basically, Temple 12. We're basically out of food. It's beautiful. God, it's gorgeous. The whole walkway up, the ornate sort of granite carvings and statues. It's probably one of the prettier temples we've been to thus far. So we get there, walk up, and they're serving udon noodles. Oh, that was a blessing for sure. But we did our temple rituals, had lunch with a couple of our friends that are on the trail with us right now. Mr. Israel and Simon were there. We all shared some noodles together. But the temperature, man, it dropped something fierce while we were just having our noodles. And it's funny because we had sort of disrobed a bit because we wanted to, regulate our temperature properly. But my God, by the time we just finished those noodles, it was so cold.
This was not on the bingo card for the day. Snow. Something kind of magical about it. Where's the temperature? It says it's 44 degrees right now. Yeah, I pretty much, from the time that we left the temple until we got to our accommodation, I couldn't feel my hands.
Yeah, and coming down off that mountain, as we headed into the valley, it started to snow.
Yeah, so. Snow, and then at a certain point, we got low enough that it just heated up and just rain.
Yeah. And we were, 3 hours beyond the temple?
We kind of had two options. We could continue to hoof it through the mountain, probably continue to gain altitude and topograph, and or kind of go down through a little town around and then back up towards our accommodation, which is what we chose to do because it was significantly less height gain.
Right.
And our feet were already,
Our feet, our knees, our backs, it was a solid 10 hours on the trail. It was, and the last 3 of which were either snowing or raining. So it was a tough day. Sure. And some say it's the toughest day on the trail.
We can hope. Yeah. Then the last thing we're going to talk about is our accommodations for the evening, which was the Moja house, Moja house.
Yeah, it was our second choice. The first choice was about an hour after Temple 12. Moja house is about 3. But the first one was sold out, so we went for the second. We opted for the half board. And interestingly, the host said you'll help with the dinner, so and breakfast, but we didn't actually help with breakfast. But
well, I mean, and she even by the time we got there, she was like, "You guys are tired. You don't need help with dinner." And we're like, "No, we'll help for breakfast."
Oh, we got it for breakfast.
I have no idea what it was.
what is that thing?
It's a root vegetable.
We are not sure.
She told me the name and I immediately forgot.
Rice with vinegar and sugar and salt.
Okay.
Yeah. 気になるお椀の中にそうすし酢が入ってるので This is us. Yeah, this is
It's really nice. I like it too.
Yeah.
So that has sugar and salt and,
Salt, yeah,
and vinegar in the shoes.
Yeah, and we put it inside to, and then, what is this? This is like a pedal, but it's wood. But for, then yeah,
Absorbing the grease.
Yeah, yeah.
Absorbing grease. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Did you make any tails?
I got one.
That's about cooking, yeah.
Not easy.
Like cup. Look.
Ah. She saw your mind mushrooms and she's like, oh no, I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it.
Let Jack do it all.
Enough to cover it.
This is going to test two things for us. It's our chocolate skills and... Yeah, because I mean, price point wise, for the half board, we paid 7,500 yen, which is relatively inexpensive for the half board versus like, you know, other accommodations we have booked out.
5,000 for just the night sometimes. So
I mean, yeah, the ones that we had booked further out were closer to about 10 for the half. But it was a really nice experience.
Oh,
I mean,
it was incredible. We walked up, they had these geese and ducks. I mean, it was really like a little mini farm that they were living on, and quite frankly, most of the ingredients I think came from their farm that we cooked up.
or their neighbors, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just amazing. We tempered every type of vegetable you can imagine, more than any. We ended up dining not only with the family of three. There was also we affectionately call Seattle. She was staying at the house as well. So it was sort of six of us around this table. We all ate together. They made a delightful soup. I guess we helped make it, but God, they make the best soup. I mean, just the stuff they put in it. It just fills you up and warms you up, and they had a fire going. It was amazing.
Yeah, we did the sushi rice as well.
Right. Some good videos of you doing that.
Yeah, and no, it was. I mean, we helped them with the cooking, like chopping the vegetables, cleaning up certain vegetables, and then one of the other really, kind of random things that we saw while we were walking up there was like what looked to be like a monorail system, like little, just like seats with a motor strapped to it on this little rail, and we're like, what in the hell is that? Because that takes a real sharp turn up there. Like, no thanks. So I was able to ask them. They had one as well. I could see out the back, and it was for the orchard that they had further back, and they use it to get produce back and forth, which was really interesting. So it's kind of cool. And then
yeah, highly recommended. It was a great experience. I mean, I don't know who or how, but they just invite you, and so warm and friendly, into your house. And you and I had a tatami room with our own futons, and it was chilly last night, but it was very nice.
yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do enjoy this content, please leave us a like, leave us a comment, drop a subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. You take care now. Bye-bye.